Guys, welcome back to the Motivational Drive. I wanted to talk today about the two wolves I talked about yesterday. More specifically, one wolf. I want to talk about the white wolf. And if you missed yesterday's, or a couple days ago, if you missed the video, it was about the two wolves. Let me back up just for a second. It's a Native American proverb about two wolves, a black wolf and a white wolf. They're locked in eternal struggle, eternal battle. And the black wolf is anger, jealousy, pride, lies, sorrow, grief, guilt, all the negative host of emotions. And the white wolf represents joy and passion and confidence and truthfulness and empathy and all of the things that represent the good emotions in life. And I talked about it, and I kind of went into what was important to me about it. Long story short, what I really like is that they considered them to be two wolves, two animals, right? And so they lumped all of the negative emotions together into one animal. And the Native American brave, the young boy in the story, he asks who wins between the two wolves, and the answer turns out to be whichever wolf you feed. So whichever one you give in to, and whichever one you constantly give your energy to, that's the one that's going to win in the struggle. So I like that the idea is if you feed guilt, on some level you're still fueling anger, and you're still fueling jealousy, even though we think that they're all separate. And to me, that's the big deal, and that's what I liked about it. So anyway, I'm going to move forward and change the topic a little bit, but we're going to talk about the white wolf today. And the white wolf is, confidence, joy, passion, compassion, empathy, truthfulness, all the good things that we do. And whenever people tend to think about all the good things that we do, and we think about how you would split that up, most people fail to realize the whole point is that there's a battle going on. The white wolf is absolutely allowed to fight back. He can defend himself. He can constantly try to win that battle. And I think when you think about compassion and empathy and things like that, you start to feel like you always have to turn the other cheek, and you can never fight back or stand up. And that's absolutely wrong. When it comes to battling the forces of negativity, you are allowed to stand up for yourself and put your foot down and say, no, I will not accept this behavior from another human being. And so there's a lot of other people out there that are going to be trying to push that black wolf onto you, the negative wolf onto you. And you don't have to accept that. And you are allowed to fight back. And if that causes tension or conflict, good. Absolutely. Because conflict is not bad. Conflict means that there needs to be resolution. Okay, so a lot of times people will try to make you feel guilty because they're the black wolf. They're comprised mostly of the black wolf, so they want to make you feel guilty, or they want to make you feel jealous, or they want to make you feel these ways. You are absolutely allowed to say, no, I won't feel that way. I'm not going to go down this game with this road with you. I'm not going to enter this game with you. And you're allowed to do that. And the more you do that, the more people will realize who you are and what they can get away with. And so here's where I want to get to the moral of my story today. The more you stand up for yourself while you are representing the white wolf, the more self-esteem you will have. All right, so I kind of say it a different way when it comes to the self-esteem thing, but we're going to keep it in the wolf lines. Let's switch just for a second and switch over to, let's think of a boiler. Something that's going to boil water and have steam build up inside of it. If you poke a whole bunch of holes in that boiler. The steam is never going to build up. It's going to leave through all those little tiny holes, and you're never going to accumulate and gather any steam. Self-esteem is the same way. If you plug those holes, because people are going to try to poke holes in your defense, in your boundary. They're going to say, hey, you should feel guilty about this, or you should feel bad about this, or, you know, what do you think that this person thinks about you? Or they're going to try to make you feel negative. The more holes you let them poke in your boiler, the harder it is for you to build up steam, self-esteem. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. When you plug all those holes, and you start standing up for yourself, and you start telling people, no, you're not going to deal with that, you're going to notice that all of a sudden you have leftover steam, because people aren't draining all of your emotional energy. You're going to have some steam building up inside of you. And what happens to a kettle when you get enough steam built up? Boom, it goes blowing up the top, right? Huge whistle, all the steam starts coming out like crazy. That's what happens to your positive energy if you let it build up. All of a sudden, you're going to find that you have extra compassion, you have extra empathy, you have extra joy, you have extra passion, because you have extra emotional energy, because you're not letting people rob you of it. And so, back to the wolf. If you allow people to keep acting in that manner towards you, with the black wolf, the negative wolf, you're never going to have any self-esteem left over for yourself. You're never going to be able to stand up on your own. So you got to start telling people, no, I won't let you put that burden at my feet. The second thing I'm going to bring up about no. Most people think that if you tell people no, they'll like you less, because you don't like to be told no, so you think if you tell somebody else no, they're going to hate you. The more you tell someone no, the more they like dealing with you. It's called a counterintuitive. You don't think it would be that way, but it absolutely is. So here's the reason. Let's say a friend of yours comes over, and you live in the north somewhere, you know, Ohio, Pennsylvania, whatever, and they say, hey, can I borrow your car? I want to take it to Florida. And you go, you don't want to let them, because that's too far of a drive, and you might need your car in the meantime, but you don't want to say no. So you say, okay, yeah, sure. And they take your car to Florida. What happens is you worry yourself sick. You sit there and you get worried about what's happening to your car, and you worry about what happens if I need my car. You get worried. And now what happens is, because your friend asked for such a large request and you said okay, you start to resent your friend for asking those kind of questions, for asking the big favors. And so you will start to resent them by saying yes. Now the flip side, if you say no, you cannot take my car to Florida, I might need it, and that is simply far too long of a drive for me to be okay with you taking my car that way. Now, they're going to say, okay, I understand. And the next time they need to borrow somebody's car to go to Florida, you will not be the person they ask, because they understand your boundaries. Okay, now if they don't understand your boundaries and they come back and say, hey, something happened, blah, 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 please, I really need to. You got to stand firm, because if you really don't want them to, you have to say, no, I told you, unfortunately, I'd love to help you. And if it was something I could do, I would, but I can't let you take my car that far. I'm going to need it, and I'd be worried sick the whole time. I can't do it. So it's counterintuitive. The more you outline for people who you are, the more they're going to like dealing with you, because people like what they're familiar with. And when they become familiar, it gives them a sense of security and ease when they're dealing with that person. That's how we become friends over time. You start to learn more and more and more about a person, and you learn their boundaries, and you learn how to respect them. Okay, so start forcing people to respect you, respect your boundaries, respect the white wolf, the positive range of emotions. If they won't respect it, Put your foot down, tell them no, you won't indulge in that behavior. If that means you can't hang around with the person, then you can't hang around with that person. Whatever it means, you have to do it. And you have to do it for you. Because that's the only way you're going to actually start to respect yourself. Okay, so this was about self-respect today. It's a little bit about the two wolves. And I wanted you to think about that boiler with the holes in it, building up steam. If you got too many holes in your boiler, you're not going to build up any steam for yourself. Okay, so I hope this was important. I didn't want, after I thought about the lesson I did with the two wolves, I started to think that most people are going to think that conflict can't be a part of the second wolf. And when it comes to standing up for yourself, defending yourself, and what you believe and what you feel and your emotions inside, there is absolutely room for conflict in the white wolf. Okay, so you don't seek it. You don't go out of your way to hurt people or cause people pain or any of the things that exist on the side of the black wolf. You simply refuse to allow someone to push the black wolf onto you. So I hope you got something out of this message. We all go through life letting people push our buttons, letting people rob our emotional energy and bring us down. And there's a way to combat that. And it's done through setting lines in the sand, through setting boundaries, and not letting people step over your boundaries. So start standing up for yourself, start identifying those boundaries, and stop letting people push your buttons. I hope this gives you a lot more emotional energy in your day. The more emotional energy you have, the more you're going to pass on to other people, and the more you're going to create fantastic ripples in this world. That's what I'm trying to do. I hope that's what you're trying to do, and I hope I'm giving you some ways to do that. So this has been the Motivational Drive on an absolutely beautiful summer day. Take care, guys. I hope you have a great day. Say hi to somebody, smile at somebody, mean it. Try to change somebody's day around and positively impact this world. It's all we can do, right? All right, guys. Remember, notify, subscribe, share, like, all those buttons I ask you to press every day. The more you do it, the more it helps me, the more it helps you, and the more it helps someone else out there. Have a great day, guys. Take care.